Hello, this is Blaine Bartlett, and I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Hidden Laws of Leadership. In this particular episode, what I want to talk to you about very briefly is the hidden law of what I'm calling elegant movement. Now, elegance is an interesting term, and it's actually an interesting concept when you pair it up with the idea of being an effective leader. I'm using the word elegance here as it actually is meant when we're looking at it from a software coding discipline as an example. Elegant code is code that is written in such a way that it has no unintended consequences. It's elegant. It's bug-free. So when we're looking at leaders causing movement, co-creating coordinated movement in a system, elegance is actually kind of a litmus test for how effective you have been. You know, when we look at this in the Hidden Laws of Leadership seminar that I'll talk a little bit more about in just a moment, what we look at it through is the prism or the lens of beauty. Now, this may seem a little, what's the word I'd use? Abstract, I guess. But Plato, when we go back and read Plato, Plato had a list of virtues, and the top of Plato's virtue list was the virtue of beauty. Now, he talked about beauty and he referenced beauty not from a cosmetic perspective, not from an external perspective. Things were beautiful in Plato's eyes if the underlying spirit that gave life to it actually was able to be seen or experienced coming through. So you think of things like, in nature, a sunset. Sunsets are beautiful because the spirit, the nature, the life force of it comes through, and we apprehend, we see, we experience the beauty of a sunset. The same would be true of great art. Michelangelo's David, the Mona Lisa. There's reasons that these pieces of art have had such a hold on our imaginations. It's because they are beautiful. It's because there's a spirit that comes through. There's an elegance that is manifested in the way that they show up in the world. The same is true with leadership. Buckminster Fuller at one point in time said, I never consider beauty before I do anything, but at the end, when I'm complete, if it's not beautiful, I know that I missed something. I didn't quite grasp the spirit in a way that allowed for what was real to be actually manifested in the final product. Think of this in terms of you as a conductor of an orchestra, and you've got a pretty good idea of what I'm talking about here. Orchestrated movement actually unleashes peak performance. When you can get the woodwinds and the strings and the percussion all kind of coming together in their own way at their own time, although they are all coordinating off of a singular piece of music, it becomes an incredibly profound symphony. It becomes beautiful. No unintended consequences. This is what we look for as a leader. This is what we look for in leadership. You're causing movement all the time. And if you do it with a mind towards making sure you don't have to go back and clean up after yourself, you're going to be far more effective as a leader than than if you just kind of stood up loudly and with like the way that many leaders do, crack a big whip, carry a big gun, whatever it may be, a big stick. Leadership doesn't have to be that way. As a matter of fact, beautiful leadership, elegant leadership is not that way. Elegant leadership, elegant movement has no unintended consequences. We're going to cover this in a great deal of detail May 13 through 15 in Los Angeles when we do the Hidden Laws of Leadership program. So there's a little link here that you can look at. And when we come back on the next episode, we're going to look at, we've got 2 laws remaining that we will be taking a look at. But until then, the Hidden Laws of Leadership. This is Blaine Bartlett. I invite you to attend the Hidden Laws of Leadership program held in Los Angeles, May 13 through 15. Thank you for listening.